Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we've got another unboxing. So as you can see, I've got the Hornby R2584 West Country class. This is the rebuilt West Country class, and as you can see there, it's 34003 Plymouth, which is an engine I've wanted for, well, years now. As a lot of you may know or have seen or remember, the 2007 Hornby catalogue had this featured on the front cover, and ever since I saw that, I just wanted it, but never was able to get it at the time, and just never really had the opportunity since, until recently I saw an ad up on eBay for one for a good price and in good condition. So I just jumped on it and I bought it. So yeah, this is factory weathered, as you can you can read there and sort of tell. It is DCC ready, which is a bonus, as this was sort of just around, it came out at just sort of around the time where sort of DCC ready was sort of becoming standard. It is, well, classed as 7 passenger, 5 freight. So it was mainly targeted at sort of heavy passenger service down on the southern sort of rail areas, as I guess it, well, as you can sort of see from here, it was designed for that railway down there by Bulliard. And yeah, obviously they started life out not looking like this. They obviously had the streamlined casing around them, but then, as it mentions here, you can see like it just sort of, some of the failings were sort of, I guess, starting to show in the old sort of streamlined system, and it wasn't proving sort of as effective as they thought it was going to be sort of in the long run. Hence some of them, I think it says on here, actually, yeah, up there, 43 West Country class and 17 Battle of Britain class. Obviously West Country and Battle of Britain classes are identical physically, just in the naming system it's different. So yeah, a total of 60 engines were converted to looking like this, including Plymouth. So yeah, let's sort of get this packaging open and see the actual engine. Obviously I did get this second hand online, and as a result it is missing the sort of sleeve, or the white sort of covering that goes in front of this part of the packaging, but that's sort of being a bit picky, I guess. Like, realistically, what are you going to expect for a sort of an engine sort of from 2007? Very lucky to get this engine in this condition from that sort of long ago. It also, as you can see, it's the split styrofoam packaging. The sort of caps which go on the end don't appear to be there, so just going to have to be slightly careful of that. Yeah, just a normal box there, nothing special. As I mentioned earlier, it's DCC ready, so this is the sleeve. I don't actually know if there's been a decoder already fitted in this or not. I guess I'll find out at some point. We have the sort of normal, just standard instruction manual. I saw in the box it did look like it had a lot of detailed parts, so I assume those are somewhere, because they don't appear to be on the actual engine themselves. I can see already there's a bogie up at the top, a flange bogie that you can replace. They got all the brake rods, which are quite cool because they're, well, on the Loco, not on the tender. They're actually on the outside of the wheel, so you actually get to see them a bit more, which is quite cool. And it looks like, yeah, the DCC chip is under the actual body of the Loco, not in the tender. And that's it really. So moving on to the actual engine itself, if you just need to be careful here, you can see up there we've got that bogie like flange sort of bogie that you can replace the one under the cab with, if you've got I guess sort of high radius turns and you're not really not in sort of any trouble really with sort of tight turns, where, because this is fixed I believe, yeah. But yeah, there's the engine. I'll just sort of zoom in for you a bit, and it's a really sort of nice finish. It's obviously in the British Railway sort of Brunswick green, as sort of most of these engines of this sort of period, once the nationalisation had sort of occurred, were sort of in this finish. Like the Flying Scotsman obviously at the moment is currently in this sort of similar finish. But yeah, I think it looks really nice. Really pleased with the finish on it, especially sort of the weathering as well. You just take this out of the box now, just being careful. And there we have it. Okay, yeah, as I sort of thought, there's a big sort of lots of detailing that you can add to the engine, which I will probably get around to doing at some point. But in the meantime, let's sort of just focus on the engine. Hopefully the camera's picking up the sort of weathering on it. It is quite significant. I guess that might just make it look a little bit potentially dirty, or even just like a little bit dusty sort of coming up on camera, just because it's not as a pristine finish as sort of normal. Yeah, so if we sort of go have a closer look at these, you can sort of see, hopefully, the sort of detail in the front sort of buffer beam. They've got all, and you can see on that buffer beam there, that's where all that detail impacts and everything is meant to go. We've got all the lamps, we've got the smoke deflectors, which are actually like obviously an addition, well, put in place of that sort of streamlined casing. We've got all these sort of valves and stuff on there. Okay, so yeah, you can see the wheels here are pretty unique. They were unique to the sort of the West Country class. You don't really see any sort of wheels with this design sort of on any other engine, but I guess it was quite a late developed engine. But yeah, I think it's really cool, especially just the detail. Like you can see all the detail in the springs and everything there. Let me turn it around, there's a bit more detail on the other side here. You can see all this this pipe work. We've got the whistle up there. I really like the sort of nameplate with that shield. I think that's really sort of a nice touch. We've obviously got the number, and if we look in the cab, there's let me just lower the camera a little bit. We've got all that sort of detail in there, which is really cool. So moving on to the tender, it's obviously the later sort of style tender, as you can see here. The other one, it doesn't have this sort of exposed, like it's got the streamlined casing sort of comes all along this outside, and you don't really have this sort of like sort of visible drop down here. But I actually quite like it. It's I guess it just looks a bit more sort of modernised, and yeah. We've got all the stairs and everything there. One thing I have noticed is, being secondhand, the stair on this side is missing, but that's sort of a risk you've got to take when buying secondhand. And I guess, I don't know, in reality, to get an engine this old in this condition, that's the only sort of real issue that I've noticed, is quite lucky really. So if I move this back here, you can just sort of have a final sort of quick glance over the engine. And yeah, I'll be putting it on the tracks in a minute and sort of seeing it in that environment. I obviously do have another West Country class, and I'll probably do another video sort of directly comparing the two of them. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting this on my layout. So yeah, let's see how it looks. Okay, so now we've got the engine on the tracks, as you can see. Sort of fits in very well. You've got the other West Country class over there, Wadebridge. I'll probably do a direct comparison between the two of them at some point. But yeah, let's run around the track and see what it's like. Obviously, buying second hand, you've got to be pretty careful, but it seems to be running sort of pretty well, to be honest. Took off immediately, didn't really need to push it or anything. I'll give it a little sort of encouragement. But yeah, it seems to be doing very well. I think the two of those look really cool together. I really like this sort of style of engine, both rebuilt and well, original spec, I guess. So I'll probably be adding a few more to my collection at some point. But yeah, I really like this engine so far. I'll test it in reverse when it comes around here. So I just stop it here. And let's turn it. I am running on DC at the moment. I'm not sure if it does have a decoder fitted or not at the moment. I will probably investigate that at some point. But yeah, so far it's running okay. It's a little bit squeaky, so it probably needs a little bit of an oil. But other than that, running absolutely fine. Okay, so now I've got the engine sort of hooked up to some southern style coaches. So we've got the British Rail style here, which is more what it would have actually, well, in this livery would have run with, and then got some of the old sort of olive green ones up there as well. So just going to do sort of a quick sort of pull-in power test. I can't imagine that it will have any difficulty with this load, but let's have a look. Yeah, it's not really having any difficulty with this at all, really. I think it looks really good with those British Rail coaches behind it. But yeah, I think it's turned out very well. Very pleased with it. It fits right in with all my sort of southern stuff and British Rail sort of era as well. So yeah, hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. But yeah, I will just leave you with some sort of outro shots of the engine.
only.